Hey, so in this video, I'm going to be sharing what it means to cross that line into the karmic cycle. What it looks like to cross that line. And I'm going to be using an example from a really lovely show called Attack on Titan. I've been rewatching season 4. So if you haven't seen season 4, I would not recommend this if you don't want to be spoiled, because I'm definitely going to spoil some big things. So it's like so old though. But anyway, so I've been rewatching season 4, and the lessons that we can see in Attack on Titan are very beautiful, because we see how karma and crossing that line isn't really punishment at all. That no matter what you do, God will lovingly guide you back to the truth. And so karma is kind of like taking an action under illusion that creates heavy amounts of consequences for yourself. A lot of lessons that must be learned. And so I'm going to be talking about the story of Gabby. She was a victim of a very authoritarian, narcissistic system, the Marleyans. They scapegoated the Eldians as devils, spawns of the devils. They were innocent people who did no wrong, and they were forced into these camps away from everyone else, told that they were spawns of the devils because of their blood. And this was scapegoating, because the Marleyans told the Eldians that the Eldians were what they were. The Marleyans abused their power heavily, but told the Eldians, since they had the potential for great power, that they were automatically devilish and abusive. And the whole lesson of Attack on Titan to me is about power. That power isn't wrong. Power isn't abusive. The way that it is used makes it right or wrong, just or unjust. The Eldians were never devils. They had power. And the Marleyans sought to abuse that power and dominate the entire earth, become the most brilliant, amazing military. And they did this by scapegoating the Eldians, enslaving them. And Gabby was a victim of this, of indoctrination, of this scapegoating, always convinced that there was something wrong with her for just being her. She witnessed horrors and violence, rejection, exclusion for no reason. She was a victim of this indoctrination. And when Willie, I'm going to go deep here. I'm going deep. Yeah, I'm going deep. So there's this scene, like a little midways into the season, where Willie Tiber gathers all of the world leaders, the Marleyan warriors, and the Marleyan people to witness a speech from Willie. And Willie was covertly playing the villain during this speech. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So he gave this speech to manipulate the masses and the whole world into uniting against Paradise Island. Uniting against Eren Yeager. So for those of you who haven't seen the show, Paradise and Eren Yeager are like the show's protagonists. Paradise was an island far away from Marley and the other nations, blocked off with walls. And they held great power, the Titan power. And so Willie Tiber, I can't explain the whole show. Willie Tiber, he villainizes Paradise Island. He frames this big narrative, and he has this glowing narcissistic charisma, this big narrative that Eren Yeager is planning on destroying the whole world. And he's trying to unite all of the global leaders and all of the people and the masses against a common enemy. Eren Yeager, under the false illusion and the lie that Eren Yeager was planning to destroy the whole world. And the kicker, the really funny part about this, was that Willie Tybur and the other world leaders were the ones who destroyed the world. This plan that Willie took into action and the Marleyans took into action was a crossing of a line that sealed the fate of their own destruction. They tried to rally the whole world against innocence, and they sealed the fate of their own destruction. And so Marley actually experienced a kind of karma when Eren Yeager kind of emerged out of the building and like smashed Willie. I'm not saying killing is okay, don't get it twisted, but Marley was a kind of experiencing its own karma. Marley sent warriors to kill millions of Paradis's people, and in turn, Willie kind of created a no-win situation for Eren in a way. It's like Eren either allows the global alliance to destroy him and his innocent people, or he stops them and plays the villain. Either way, he's the villain in their story. So they gave him a no-win situation. And Eren, he fought for justice and freedom. He chose freedom instead of being passively overtaken by all the abusers. He chose freedom. And so when he did this, Gabby experienced what the people of Paradis experienced. She watched her friends get crushed and hurt. Millions of people die. She experienced that trauma. And she was under that illusion, that narrative that Paradis was the enemy, was the villain who caused it. But all the time underneath, it was the Marleyans. It was Willie Tybur. It was the people who wanted to abuse their power. Willie, who created that huge no-win situation against innocence, who sealed their fate. And in this trauma and pain, she seeks revenge. And this is where she crosses that line of karma. She seeks revenge. And she jumps onto, after the big fight with like Eren Yeager and against the Marleyans and Eren's friends, after the big fight, Gabby jumps onto the airship. And she kills Sasha, one of Eren Yeager's close friends, one of Paradis's scouts and warriors. She kills Sasha in this fit of revenge. She's thinking that the Paradis people are the villain, when the villain was right under her nose, leading her all along. She'd been indoctrinated into finding enemy in innocence in her own people. She didn't have that huge understanding that what was going on was so complex. She didn't understand it. She didn't understand what was happening. And so in that revenge, she jumps onto the ship and she shoots Sasha. She shoots Sasha. And she sees the pain that she causes. And when she does this, she crossed the line. She enters a karmic cycle. And she begins justifying her actions in her mind. She feels so much guilt that she could become so committed to the illusion, so committed to it, where she starts really thinking that they're devils, that the people of Paradis are devils. They're Eldians, they're island devils. But she's not seeing that they're just like her. They're not devils. They're just like her. They've been hurt, traumatized, targeted, abused. And when she does this is like how kind of narcissistic people, when they avoid their guilt, she starts justifying her action. She starts justifying that it was right for her to kill because they're evil island devils who are going to destroy them. But that was an illusion and it was a manipulation. And it's not really that she's feeling righteous or gaining justice against the island devils, the people of paradise. She is using that fake righteousness as a way to avoid her own guilt of what she did. She made a mistake. She crossed that line. I've talked about this on this channel before. True mistakes. True mistakes are when you cross that line. When you do something that disconnects you from God. And so she made a mistake that caused her to really grab onto her illusion that they were island devils. That was the disconnection from God. She crossed that line. And then as the story goes on, we see how beautiful the lessons are for Gabby. They don't kill her. Back. Well, on the airship, after she kills Sasha, the main characters, John, Aaron, and Connie, are really sad. And they're caring for Sasha immediately. And then you see the other indoctrinated people who also have revenge go and get revenge onto Connie, or onto Gabby, and like start beating her up. And they actually entered their own karmic cycles in that moment. They got revenge. It's like they didn't actually care about Sasha. They cared about that revenge against Gabby, the enemy. And I'm going to pivot a little bit and like go into a little sidetrack first, because this is really important and this is really beautiful. So when Sasha dies, Connie, John, and Mikasa and Armin, they're really sad and they're crying. And Aaron, you see, he starts laughing. And he's laughing because he's remembering the joyful moments he's had with Sasha. He's experiencing true appreciation and gratitude for Sasha in that moment. And he's misunderstood. Then he gets angry, righteously. Not at Gabby, but at the systems he's fighting against. I'll let that sink in. And he's misunderstood as cruel for laughing, when he was actually showing true appreciation and love for Sasha as she passed. He was cast as the villain not only by Marleyans, but also by his own friends. But so let's get back to Gabby. So Gabby, they get off the airship and they kind of like escape from the jail cell in Paradise Island. The main characters return to Paradise after the battle. And then they meet her and Falco, her friend. They meet Sasha's family. What do you know? Synchronicity. They meet Sasha's family, and the girl that Sasha once saved helps Gabby and Falco. And they bring them in and they give them dinner. And Falco has already seen the truth. Aaron planted a seed under the stage of Willie Tiber's speech in Falco. Aaron was an awakened soul in the series. He planted a seed in Falco. And Falco saw that the people of Paradise were not evil. They were just like him. And Falco had a big heart. He did. But Gabby was in her karmic cycle. And she was freaking out a little bit about eating the food and about the island devils. And all of that was just her running away from the guilt of the action she took. And so they help her. And we see how the universe kind of works in beautiful ways. The universe loved her. The universe brought her to the people who could show her the truth. Not that she was bad, but that Sasha was innocent. Trying to reveal to her, not that she's this awful person who must be condemned and punished. That's not God. Trying to reveal to her the truth. That the people of Paradis were being scapegoated just like her. Condemned just like she was in the camps at Marley. That they were actually just like her. The universe was teaching her lessons in a beautiful way. And the girl who helped them, Falco and Gabi, was the one who was saved by Sasha. And as they're hanging out with this girl, Gabi is getting all these kind of like, all this resistance from the universe. Like when they're in the horse stables, she's like falling and shit is falling on her and everything is going wrong. It's like the universe is trying to put her back on track, put her back on course. Hey, something about what you're doing is not right here. Don't go into the cycle. Don't go farther in. Hey. The universe is trying to teach her lessons. That she can forgive herself. And she can see the truth, for she did not see. She did not know what she did. She knew not what she did. And they continue to help her and be kind. And eventually she learns, I think. I haven't finished watching it. Eventually she learns to see that they're not her enemies. That they're just like her. And that people don't deserve to be punished for the actions of their past people. She was punished her whole life for the actions of her past people, the Eldians. She was really being punished for having power. And she took that narrative and she, projected it onto the Paradis people as well. That they deserved punishment for their past actions. That Sasha deserved it because of her blood as an island devil. But that's the narrative, that's the illusion. Abuse of power is abuse of power. Having power doesn't automatically make someone an abuser of power. And that's kind of like a karmic lesson that Gabi needed to learn. And Falco supported her through it. But the story holds so many beautiful lessons that even when you enter the karmic cycle, God will lovingly show you the way in beautiful, miraculous ways and put a mop bucket on your head to realign you. God's always trying to bring you back home to truth. Always. And it's not a punishment. A punishment would be God teaches Gabi that she's an awful person and condemned to hell forever. And God doesn't operate like that. We learn that that's how God operates in church. It's not. And the beautiful thing about the series Attack on Titan is we see how Mikasa, Armin, and Eren, there's often shots of the sun in the show, the Most High. When the Titans are about to crash the wall in and kick the wall in, the sun shines on the flowers. It's like all of this has been ordained by the Most High. Everything that's occurring has been ordained by the Most High. And Mikasa, Armin, Eren, they have gifts. They have a purpose on Earth. Mikasa breaks the curse in the end. Armin had a beautiful talent and intelligence that was exceptional. Eren, he had this fire for justice and truth in him. He always wanted freedom. His every action he took was not revenge. It was freedom. And there's many other characters in the show who were in their karmic cycles. Hanji was bullying Eren in one scene, and I remember when I first watched that scene, I thought Eren was the villain, for real. But now that I've expanded my consciousness and my understanding, I see that Eren was actually reacting to Hanji playing the villain. And Hanji felt guilt about it afterwards. Connie was in a karmic cycle thinking that Eren was the villain for laughing about Sasha's death when he was really appreciating her. Mikasa had her doubts too. But life is a beautiful thing. So this is my analysis of Attack on Titan. My analysis is very different from public opinion, but I hope this was helpful. I hope you think this is as fucking awesome as I think it is, because I just love this. I was like, this is why like it's hard for me to watch TV shows and movies, because whenever I watch them, I'm like, this is what's happening. Here's all the patterns. Here's all the dynamics, and I love it. I'm passionate about this stuff. So, and it's like my brain doesn't turn off. Like I can't mindlessly watch a TV. I'm like seeing all the lessons and like how it relates to my life and like how so, and now I've shared it with you. So, but I'll be talking more about Attack on Titan because this show's fucking awesome. And if you want to know more like Attack on Titan metaphors, I have another video titled The Narcissistic Inversions of Respect, and where I talk a little bit about Willy Tiber and his Yuru. So, yep, I love you.